All right, so in this video here, we have a 1966 Honda S800. This is one of the very first Honda sports cars to ever come out. So we are, of course, in Japan with this one. We actually have some blinkers, headlights, and such. Let's see. So we can actually get up into here and check out. See the radiator in there. What else we got here? We got the chromed out bumper, Honda license plate. Let's go up top. We have, very basic design that says made to be a regular road legal, just a regular sports car. But again, this is one of Honda's very first ones. So this is brand new car off from the newest update for GT7. So we're checking this out in VR. Very basic hubcaps on it. Kind of a half ball hubcap there. So you can see there's no lower piece to the body kit here. The exhaust pipe coming out the side instead of the rear end of the car. Very basic little little push switch, I guess you could say. Door handle here. We do have a drop top, so you can put the top up, bring it back down. It looks like it's possibly either vinyl or leather. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell in the game graphics wise of this. So if we come around the back end of this, once again, chrome bumper on the back too. We have a little light for the license plates there, and we have the very old school style. This is one of the things I was noticing. They got away from the kind of like frosted, tail lights. Um, that's something that the newer cars they kind of just have like a regular light bulb instead of having the kind of frosted over caps on the tail lights. If we come up here, I do believe that would be an antenna in the back, a little bit of a trunk on the back of this, and I'm guessing yeah that's got to be gas can cap right there because there is none on the side. This is a very low riding vehicle. Um, I think this would probably be like normal height. You're pretty low to the ground with this one. And of course, the chromed out Honda logo on the back here. And we have another exhaust pipe over here. So I wonder what the side is. It three exhausts? Because we have one over here also. That's interesting. Unless that is maybe a way of jacking up so you can replace the tire possibly. Not quite sure what's going on with that. You can see a little spring back there also. All right, so let's go and take a seat inside this. All right, so we are inside the car. We have a high gear turn signal over there, so you can actually, instead of it being a left and right turn signal, it's just a green light. That's funny. Um, Let me switch to a nighttime mode so we can really lay up the dashboard here. So analog speedometer, of course, we are in the 60s, so nothing digital going on. That's kind of cool. So it's a push switch horn, or maybe it's a pull switch horn. I'm not quite sure which way that would go. But yeah, it's a little switch right there instead of it being on the on. And also, it's a wooden it's a wood finish steering wheel. So this is it's a very different concept to what you'd normally see. Ignition is just a tiny little key. Everything in this seems to be very, very tiny, very just it's like out of the way. Um, One of the things in the description for this said the shifter is like 4 inches tall, so you can actually get a better lock in on the gears when you're shifting through gears. Um, so if we go down here, AM FM radio down there. What else we got here? Looks like possibly air. Oh no, it's a choke. There we go. Okay. I'm trying to read it in VR here. So we have the choke, the windshield wipers. There we go. That's what it says. Uh, what else is that? High and low. So I'm guessing something to do with different roads. I could. Oh, that's probably what the piping on the back of the wheels back there is like a high and low for the ride height, so you can go into different terrain with it. Interesting, very interesting. So yeah, we have a definitely a radio down here. Like I said, AM FM tuner radio, chromed out radio, very old school with it. Um, we have a oh, I'm getting sidetracked now. The red. Oh, it looks like okay. So it must be so that yeah, that is definitely like rubber mats inside of this. So when they scanned the car in, somebody had rubber mats in. Funny little details like that. Yeah. So crank windows, no automatic windows in this. Yeah. So crank window. I was also kind of looking for a trunk because usually you might have a switch for the trunk. Hmm. Interesting that they do. Uh, what else we got? Okay, so you can take off the like sun visor thing up there. If I go into a little bit more sunlight, you can see that. Um, yeah, just two-seater. Uh, very small little mill piece here, and giant belts on this. This one giant belt. Maybe that's a old school Japanese style or something. As you can see, I am sitting on the right hand side of the car, so yes, we are sitting in like a just straight up Japanese ride. So we have temperature, fuel gauge, and tachometer and speedometer. Okay, and would you look at that? I bought the. Here's the funny thing. I've talked about this a couple times in videos, but the speedometer, you always have your mileage on the speedometer, and I'm pretty sure that actually works with all these cars, which is kind of a crazy little. Uh, oh, and then you also have a trip meter in there too, so you can see how far you've gone. Funny. Again, so this is 60s Japanese car design. It looks like somebody maybe left a sticker in there when there's a sticker right there in the middle of the dashboard. Somebody left it in there. Driver only, both sides. Oh, okay. So I think that could be, yep, a defroster. So hot and cold, I guess, would be those two switches down there. Hmm. And I'm pretty sure that would be a cigarette butt container down there. So yeah, interesting ride. Let's jump in and check this one out on the road. All right, so here we are racing part of the video, and yeah, definitely sitting low to the ground with this one. Again, brand new to the latest updates of cars on Gran Turismo 7, and once again, in the VR simulation race of things. Very cool that we have the ability to be able to do this. So as you can see, that mileage meter actually going up as we're going around the track. So the only thing I've done on this is put some racing tires on it just so I could actually grip a little bit easier on the track. And man, this thing has some get up and go. Not bad. The acceleration is actually doing its job. We're catching up to the Mini Coopers. Yeah, so this is a little bit of a slower end ride compared to some of the other cars that are on GT7, but acceleration seems pretty good. Um, Basically right out of the garage, just throwing tires on it. So I mean, it's gripping the road just as good as I'd want it to. Brakes are pretty nice. We're not getting a lot of slip and slide. I mean, we are going a little bit slower, so that's definitely expected. Got two little circle rearview mirrors, plus the one in the middle here. And of course, the drop top means the sun is going to glare off from the chromed, the chromed out interior. The one thing I didn't notice, I think it's leather. It's either a leather or a vinyl. They kind of look pretty similar. And since this is, I do believe it was 66. I'm gonna probably go out on a limb and say it's actual leather in this car instead of it being vinyl, because back then, they used better materials. All right, we're gonna try and catch up here. And all in all, this car is actually not handling too bad. I would probably up the acceleration in it a bit, but this is actually a pretty sturdy ride for what we got with the Honda here. So there was actually something in the description once again too about the shifter being very short, so you could actually get a very quick gear switch on this. So if you were to have this on a track or doing some, whichever way you want to do some a little bit of racing with it, you can actually get the RPMs up a little bit quicker. All right, so we're trying to catch up with another Honda up here, a 1991 Honda. And just being able to grip the road with the tires. Gonna fly right by that. Not bad, not bad. Which lap am I on? By the way, this is Kyoto, so of course, since we are driving a Honda, we are in Japan for the race. See a very cool mountainside over here in Kyoto. As we're going through the track, there was a few new tracks that was added on to this DLC pack also. Not quite sure exactly which tracks they were, but I think there was 3 tracks and 3 cars, so it was a sizable update. We had a couple months where we had no updates for the holiday break, but we also had a free trial of Gran Turismo 7. So if you want to check this out, I think the VR mode works in the free trial also, because basically just like it is the full game, just it's just locked into like a trial version of it, and you can actually unlock a handful of cars and such. That is available on the PlayStation Store. Man, yeah, the brakes are handling this track really good. So that's one thing with cars. I mean, again, we are going a little bit slower, but if a car isn't balanced really well, once you step on them brakes trying to get around one of these corners, you start to have that fishtail effect, and that is just not happening with this. It's actually hugging the road very nicely. The acceleration could be maybe a touch more faster on it. You can, if you go into the garage, you can actually, put the extra parts in this, fine tune it a little bit. But yeah, we are cruising around this track. I do like the steering wheel is actually really big, but also it's very close to the dashboard. I'd almost say like your finger might actually, smack the horn or something on accident because it is so close. But anyways, brand new car to Gran Turismo 7. Yeah, go check it out. It's actually a pretty decent one. Nice addition to the Honda lineup on here.